Hi Terry, I'm going to review your swing and compare it to Grant Waite, who was a PGA Tour player during the 90s and many considered having one of the best swings in golf. He's now one of the top tour player instructors. I like to begin swing analysis with the impact position. It's the most important position of the golf swing. Everything the golf ball does, how far it goes, how high it goes, how much it curves, is all determined by the club's position at the moment of impact. That ball was on the face of the club only about 4 or 5 milliseconds. And only the thing that causes the ball to do whatever it does is the laws in physics and motion that exist at that fraction of a second. I've drawn a box from the center of your ankles up to the top of your head. And one of the most important things that you want to try to accomplish when you hit the ball is you want to control the location of the low point of your golf swing. You want the low point to always be in front of the golf ball when the ball is on the ground. You need to be hitting down into the golf ball in order to hit it solid. If we look at Grant, we can see that he has the majority of his weight on his front foot. The red line coming up from his left foot is going right through his belt buckle. The average pro will have 85% of their weight on their front foot at the moment of impact. What this does is it allows them to put the low point of their swing in front of the golf ball, because their low point of their swing tends to follow wherever their center of body mass is. And so they put their low point or their body mass on top of that left foot, which puts the low point on top of their left foot. They also make sure that their hands are in front of the golf ball when they hit the ball. They want the shaft to be leaning towards the target. And you can see where Grant's hands are right on top of his left foot as well at the moment of impact. You have a tendency to be hanging back a little bit more to the center of your body, and your hands are behind your foot, and you really don't have enough forward lean, enough weight shift to keep that low point in front of the golf ball. What that can end up causing is you to hit both fat shots and thin shots. You'll hit behind the ball sometimes, or you will hit the ball on the upswing and blade the ball and hit it real thin. The club's position at impact is determined by the body's position at impact, and everything you do prior to impact has the sole purpose of arriving at a fundamentally sound impact position. So let's look at some of the other positions prior to impact to see if what they're doing to contribute to you to your body's position at impact. Here we are at this one position, the starting position, and I do like many of the things that you're doing here. Grant has a little more weight on his left foot than he does his back foot. That helps him kind of have a little mini impact position, a little preview feeling of what he wants to have at impact. But you also have a little bit more weight on your front foot than back foot, so that's good. Also, Grant has a shaft lean, so that shaft is tilted a little bit towards the target. His hands are a little bit in front of the golf ball when he's addressing the ball, and so do you, so that's very good. Here we are in the 3 position. This is when the left arm is parallel to the ground, and you are in a really good position here. You are still on top of your left leg, just like Grant is. You're loading up this left leg. You have this knee right on the line of the box. You've kept a very good straight left arm. You're loading up, pressing the ground. That's a very good position. You are in the position you want to be at the 3 position. I'm now going to go to the 4 position. I've already placed Grant in the 4 position. In this review, one of the reasons I love to videotape swings is many times the camera will see something that the human eye can't see. And there is a movement that you do in your backswing, and particularly when you go from 3 to 4, that is it's critical that we address this, and your future ball striking, you're going to need to change this. I want you to focus on your wrist area right here as you take the club back. I want you to look, the back of your left hand is what I want to focus on. So this back of this hand right here, as you take it further back, you'll see that you round that wrist, and you're not hinging your wrist correctly. Wrists are multi-directional joints, and they can go back and forth, and they can go up and down, and you are bending your wrist the wrong direction, and that is one of the core reasons why you are inconsistent with your ball striking. And the very next thing you need to address and learn how to do correctly is hinge your wrist properly. To me, that's almost the top of the list of the things that you need to work on. I'm now going to continue the swing down to impact from the top of the backswing. First, let's look at Grant. I've drawn a circle around both of your heads so that you can see how you move your weight and shift your weight in the downswing. So as Grant comes down, his head basically stays right where it was. Maybe it's dropped a little bit, but it doesn't move away from the line, the red line, in either direction. Doesn't move back to his back foot. Just keeps it right there all the way to impact. So he's not shifting his weight away from his left foot. He's rotating around that anchor. So the center of his golf circle is, we might say, the head kind of represents the center of the golf circle in that red line. And he's simply rotating around it. He's not moving his golf circle, he simply rotates around it. As you come down, you'll see your head fall backwards away from the where it started. So you have what we call a reverse weight shift. Grant is staying located here, and you have a tendency to move your head back away from, and that causes you to hit up on the ball and moves your low point behind the ball. And so you're coming in a little too shallow, and Grant is driving down more into the golf ball, and that will prevent you from having the right kind of compression and solid hit. And so that'll be, learning how to cock your wrist properly and hinge your wrist properly, along with stabilizing your swing around your left foot, are the two key things that you would. Now here we are in the ninth position, actually slightly short of the ninth position. This is when the right arm is parallel to the ground on the other side on the follow through. Now the ball's already left the face of the club, so these positions that I'm going to talk about do not have a direct influence on the ball, because the ball's already left the club, but they do provide clues as to what you might have been doing through the shot. And I just want to point out one particular thing. The way you bent your wrist on the backswing is also shown here, in that you can see how your left hand, the white glove, is above the right hand. Grant's left hand is underneath the right hand. He has his wrist crossed in this position. And so because you rolled your wrist in the backswing, you folded it over instead of hinging it up, that caused a dramatic cupping of the back of the left wrist as you went through the ball. So those are, that's just another sign that we need to work on the correct way to move your hands through impact.